Hello. Okay, so hi Jules. I almost forgot to say that. This is kind of impromptu, and the reason I keep looking like this because I really haven't seen my face in the past couple days. I actually turned all my mirrors around for reasons I'll probably tell you guys later. But I look a mess. I mean, that's what happens when you turn all your mirrors around. You don't want to look at yourself. So I just wanted to do a recap. That's what it's called. Dang, I can't even talk. Like, that's sad. I'm doing, it's kind of hot in my car. A recap. Because I just got off work. I'm about to drive home. And I know when I get home, I'm not going to have good lighting at all. So I'm doing a recap in my car of sophomore year. So let's start from the beginning. Sophomore year started out really good. Sophomore year is actually where I was adventurous and I started talking to girls, openly talking to girls. I ain't gonna say it like I have never talked to a girl. Openly talking to females. I actually was in a relationship, well, semi-relationship with a female. What else? So at the beginning, August to maybe October was really well. We were doing really good. No roommate drama, no outside drama, no academic struggles. I was actually doing very well off. November is where in October I started dating a guy again. I will insert, I have like 2 pictures left of us in my phone, well, saved in my phone. So I'm going to insert some pictures of us. Of course, his face is not going to be in it because I did not ask for his permission to post him. So I'm going to cover his face. But those are the pictures. Yeah, so I was dating him for like a month and a half. We were talking while I was talking to the girl. And I ended up getting serious with him. We ended up dating. We broke up November. It's been kind of like my sophomore year kind of took a turn for the worse. Around that time, maybe October-ish, is when I fell out with one of my roommates. Remember I told you guys, if you go back to my sophomore year moving video, you'll see that there's 4 rooms, and I was like, I'm gonna save this room for this girl. Me and her ended up fighting, falling out, you name it, you call it. Yeah, and things just kind of went down from there. The Lord just started to remove more and more people, more and more friends, until there was only one left. So there's still only one left. Her name is, oh, if you guys, I guess I have a lot of videos for a new YouTuber. So my video that has like 20 views or something like that. It's called something about college life, sororities, stuff like that. In that video, I talked about there used to be a group of us. Like, if you see her, you see me. You know, it was 3 of us, and we ended up, when I got back to school, all 3 of us became cool again. And then I fell out again with just one of them, and now it's just 2 of us. And the girl I mentioned in the video, me and her have been like this through everything that I'm going through. December 15th, I found out that I had precancerous cells on my cervix. Let me put that down because I'm fiddling with it too much. I noticed that. But I had precancerous cells on my cervix, and the doctor wanted me to remove it as soon as possible. So I went in January 4th to do I don't remember what it was. On January 4th, I had to get something done. And then I had to go back for the actual biopsy. I had a biopsy for something else related to my cervix as well. January 4th. and then I had to go back in. I had testing, and then I had to go back in again February 28th. Yes, I did skip ahead pretty fast because Christmas break, I can go back to Christmas break. I was staying with my sorority sister, and me and her actually fell out as well. We still aren't cool, and a lot of people might eventually ask me, like, if that's your sorority sister. Me and her crossed together. And that's sorority sister. I thought, you guys can't really fall out with each other. That's not true. It's real life. You're not gonna like everybody you cross with. You're not gonna like everybody that's in your organization. You're not gonna like everybody that ends up crossing your organization. So me and my LS, it's only 2 of us, and I don't fuck with the bitch. And I don't like to use language like that, but me and her also fell out as well, and that was dramatic and traumatic because we were really like, my organization, we don't really fuck with them like that. So for me and her, we were all we had, because it was like us 2 against everybody else in the organization. But now it's just like me, and then now she's over there with them, so it's like it's just me against the organization. I still stand for what I stand for beforehand. Like, if you don't stand for something, you're gonna fall for anything, and I stand for what I believe in, and I want to be treated a certain way. So yeah, that's that. That happened in December, came back January, had more testing. February, I actually had my procedure. I was going through, this semester, I have been dealing with a lot of different mood swings, a lot of different serious depression. One, because college has been hard. College has really been hard. Like, I've since sophomore year, I started like nothing but my major classes. My freshman year, I made sure I completed all 32 required credits for a freshman at my school. So I ended up completing all those, and then sophomore year, it was nothing but my actual like major classes. So it was very stressful. I started out, I wanted to get my research methods class done. A lot of people don't know what that is, but it's like your big project. Well, the first half of your big project is, determines whether or not you graduate. So I did the first half my sophomore year, and now my first semester of junior year, I'll be doing this second half. So my senior year, I don't have to worry about it, because if I don't pass the class, which I will pass the class, if I don't pass the class, I'll have to retake the class, which means I'll have to re-enroll in college after my second semester of, senior year. So that's not gonna happen. So I'm doing it my junior year. So if anything happens, or I don't have enough information, I can always just do it again my junior, my second semester of junior year. So anyways, but yeah, and the classes have been very hard, and emotionally I have been a wreck ever since. I have not been back in a relationship since November. I told you guys we broke up in November. I have not been back in a relationship since November. So my romance life has been on like defleet, like not fleet, defleeted, like it's defeated, bitch. Friendships, my social life has been on fuck it. I've really just been working. My sophomore year, I had 2 jobs. I worked at a school, and I work at Publix. I still work at Publix. Before people be like, where are you working? Because I work in a bakery. I do not bake. God dang. I hate people asking me that. You bake? What you baking? I'm like, I don't bake. Like, I'm 20 years old. I don't have experience. But you have to have experience. You have to have like 5 years of experience before you can just be a baker. Or you have to actually come in and like, they'll teach you once you get in, but in order to get hired as a baker, you have to have pre-experience. Like, you have to have worked at another bakery, so this is my first real job. I've always worked retail or fast food. So yeah, anyways, fast forward. So February, I was going through depression because at the time I was 19. What 19-year-old wants to hear that, you could potentially have cancer in the future, like coochie cancer. You feel me? It's not even like, and you know, and what's so actually so crazy about life is because growing up, you know, there was like the HPV shot. I got the cervix, pre-cancer cells on my cervix because HPV. I got HPV, which was not the sexually transmitted strand, and it wasn't, I don't remember. It wasn't the strands I actually got shots for when I was a kid. It's another strand that is kind of out of your control. It's kind of just in the environment. And I actually ended up getting HPV. Didn't know I had HPV. And it led to the abnormal cells growing. See me explaining it's making more sense now. Okay, so January 4th, I went back to the doctor for, remember I said more testing, because when I had the pap smear, he said he found abnormal skin cells on my cervix. At the time, we didn't know it was precancerous cells. So he was like, they're just abnormal right now. You know, they could be nothing, or, you know, we might have to do a biopsy, which is kind of like it's not really a mini surgery, but it's like, it's like kind of like a surgery on your cootie. So that's why I went back again January 4th, because they had to actually, that was the first biopsy where they actually remove parts of the skin cells off my cervix so they could take them to the lab for testing. And then I came back 2 weeks again. In 2 weeks he found out that it was actually cancerous cells. And so a week later after we found out, okay, these are cancerous cells, we have to remove them before they start to spread. I came back February the 8th, and in between this whole time, I'm telling you guys, from December 15th, the doctor told me you can't have sex for 2 weeks because whatever testing I had, you can't have sex for 2 weeks. So I couldn't have sex. Well, I ain't have nobody anyways, child. But so I'm like, okay, yeah, I was, that's fine, you know, whatever. And then January, I decided, you know, I wanted to actually start a no sex movement. I usually do it once a year. I always do it. I've been doing it since junior year of high school. Like a no sex movement. Even when I was a virgin, I used to love doing like a no sex movement where women take control of their body. I'll talk about it later. Anyway, so I was doing a no sex movement anyways, January. And then I went back January 4th, and then he told me you can have sex again for 2 more weeks after they cut it, because now the skin had to, you know, heal itself. And, you know, the friction, the pressure can mess up the stitches and the patching that they had there and create bacteria and make it spread. So I couldn't have sex, I couldn't be touched, I couldn't be licked, I couldn't do anything because he didn't want any bacteria to grow. So that was 2 more.